Well, the furries showed up, and they're basically...
First of all, furries at a book burning. I mean, those are the most flammable activists.
Yeah, those things are now... Yeah. Those things are basically gasoline.
The furries are helping fund a library after a mayor tried to ban books containing homosexual materials. And also, that is always the sort of... If people are doing it right, I guess, if you're in this book burning thing... You probably want to just push it so far on your side better than burning their side. Like a better thing is if you're like a right wing conservative or whatever, right? And they go, okay, we're gonna put here's this new book where it's an orgy with kids or whatever the fuck they want, right? And then you go, hey, here's this new book about 10 kids that didn't listen to the Bible, and then they got their arms and legs chopped off, and you go, I think you got to fight fire with fire that way if you're that one. But the left is a little easier because their thing is like, okay, here's about like 12 school children having an orgy and it's 200 pages long. Oh, you don't like books?
Reading.
Yeah,
you're testing extensively on this. So.
And then you go, oh, you don't like books? So that is kind of the problem that they get in, I guess, right?
Also, this mayor must be so closet gay. Woo!
You think so?
Well,
yeah.
what's it look like?
I don't know. He's just saying we gotta burn these homosexual books. They
well, I think also that is a very popular position among his base. So it's like, I think you can, if you're left or right now, also if you're left, all the mayors come out there and go, Joe Rogan's bad, and all the right people come out there and go, I'm not going to let you teach your kids about something.
He's acting like the heat from the flames is why he's fanning himself. He's like, oh no, it's not because I'm awful Clement.
That must be hard if you are the mayor who's like the true conservative guy who really you're really not gay. You're like, I'm fucking so straight and everything.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I really do think we need to get rid of these books, and everybody's like, gay. Like even conservative people are like, oh, it's pretty gay probably.
Yeah, there was some Christian guys recently posting pretty aggressive, like, being gay is the God's will, and God's wills for them to die and all that stuff. And they were going viral, and you're just like, oh, fuck, those guys are still out there, huh?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Like the God Hates Fags people?
Yeah. West Baptist Church or whatever. They still exist.
Still kicking?
Do you know what I was thinking is that furries showing up to your thing is kind of like when Nazis showed up to the truckers, because basically, if you're trying to say, like, I guess Vice and these people like love it. They're just like, look we have furries on our side. But if you're out there being like, we're not trying to, normalize anything crazy. It's just, nothing wrong with
furry show.
Yeah. And then your spokespeople are a bunch of adults that dress like children and then have sex with each other. You go, it's probably not the perfect spokespeople for your average person that's like, no, there's nothing wild about what we're doing. We're teaching kids. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't want your kids to learn about being gay. It's very natural. And then you go, and then you have like 19 furries standing behind you. You go, okay, you know what? You guys maybe wait in the car for the speech.
Oh, yeah, the furries are not helping.
So they're helping fund a library, and exactly. Which what Danny said is that they want to teach your kids anal sex and in kindergarten, and then the right doesn't want any books, or the left doesn't want any books with any bad word whatsoever in it, right?
Yeah, race related.
Yeah, they don't want any race thing, and then they want only race to be taught in like a specific way or whatever. In attempt to assist the Missouri Library, the furry community has launched a fundraising frenzy over the last few days to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars. So
should make a donation to that.
Yeah, I think we'll do a Boyscast donation of that. That'd be funny if one of fucking Chris's like hood friends turned out to be like a furry.
Dude, that would be a weird thing. I mean, you never found out like some dude who you would never think was like getting pegged?
Yeah, no, I haven't. You've had that?
Yeah, I've like met like my girl's friend's like ex. And it was just like, that dude is into that?
Really?
And it's just like, oh shit. Like you never like, all right, that seems like an odd.
Yeah, okay.
Like all the time.
Well, he
not
probably
just
would
one
have told
time.
you if you wouldn't have reacted this way.
Yeah,
true.
that's why I didn't want to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, do you think in like 2030 it's going to be like things like furries will be, you're going to have to apologize for your joke where you said, I don't want my son of mine to be a furry.
A furry. Well, you have to apologize? No, they're still.
They identify as weird.
Yeah, they are Are they LGBT like in that thing?
Well, they said most furries identify
I think that qualifies under queer. Yes.
Yeah, they're under the queer community. They identify as something other than exclusively straight as homosexual is what they kind of said. But mainly they identify as...
I mean, it's basically a walking glory hole. I mean,
it kind of is that,
it's just a glory hole suit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's in that thing.
Yeah, it's very... it's a stupid little subculture where you go... That's the equivalent of... not the equivalent, but... You know, like a goth emo or whatever those ones that wear the high heels that are, you know...
like the crazy...
and they do the dances under the bridges with their pants that look like parachutes and stuff like that. It's the equivalent of that. It's like
pants.
some stupid little subculture. The problem is they're tying into their identity. And the problem is if you're into this like Vice magazine kind of stuff, everything that's tied into your sexual identity is to be like praised. So the furries are kind of getting it. Whereas before you go, it's some dumb little thing, you know, some people that are into like miniature trucks and they all get together and have their club. No one needs to hear about it or think about it, but anything that gets tied into your sexuality, Vice has to be like, this is amazing.
The furries go to cosplay, like to like the Comic-Cons, or is that they just do furry conventions?
I think they mainly do their furry
I think a lot of
conventions.
furries are communists too. I see that. I see the furries because Matt Sancombe, our buddy, they got into like all these furries went after them for hard times because they were like making fun of them. Yeah, and they were like, they had like a lot of furries going after them.
That's such a funny community to be trying to cancel.
But they're
you.
like oftentimes communists. I feel like there's a big communism furry overlap.
That's great.
I don't know why, but
all right. Thank you everyone for watching that clip. If you want to support the podcast, go to patreon.com/theboyscast where we have a new episode every week. 5 bones every week episode. Tons of episodes there now.
5 bones.
5 bones.
5 bones.
Support the boys.
It's $1.25 a week.